We live, man. Live. I had to go live, man.
What's up, world? On show, you can see backstage before you can see the front. Okay, we got female stuff. Represent for the ladies.
You lied to me, you was supposed to ride with me. Bust that 4-5 for me, together by my side. That's why I can't trust no bitch, I can't trust no hoe. They be acting like they with you when they hating on the low, yeah. Soon as shit got tough, you were niggas, I call your bluff. You weren't with me from the jump, you were putting up a front. Stupid bitch, you the reason that I went through all that shit. I try to do what's right, and this is what I get. Goddamn, that's why I don't spell bitch or give a damn. Do it by myself, I ain't waiting on no man. I think they poppin' Zans cause they sleeping on me. Worthless ass bitch, really think she gon' be leeching off me. You geeking, homie, you can meet your reaper, homie. I'm glad shit went south, I really seen what you about. Can't believe I had you around my kids and in my house. I think you only really did that shit for the clout, that shit foul, oh. Yeah. You lied to me, you was supposed to ride with me. Bust that 4-5 for me, together by my side. That's why I can't trust no bitch, I can't trust no hoe. They be acting like they with you when they hating on the low, yeah. My mama treated you like her own dog, even though she knew you would blow all alone. I gave you the juice so you could get it on your own, but you were cuffing shit, how was I supposed to know, goddamn. Oh man, then when shit hit the fan, ho you ran. You just ain't built for it, for the gram you fake lit. Gone on with that fake shit, gotta find you somebody to play with. You see me, ho, don't say shit, need to stay in your place, bitch. Keep it safe, stay up on my face. You were with me every fucking day. It's a thin line between love and hate, it's okay. Didn't know when you were praying for me, praying on my downfall. Oh, no. I don't wanna hear them lies no more. No, weaponize, realize. Weaponize, I realize, yeah. You lied to me, you was supposed to ride with me. Bust that 4-5 for me, together by my side. That's why I can't trust no bitch, I can't trust no hoe. They be acting like they with you when they hating on the low, yeah.
Yes, sir.
What did motherfucking do? What it do?
Live from the pit that don't give a shit, baby.
This is Fuck Your Opinion, the podcast.
With your man 2K Dan.
I'm Don Gotti Nash.
And it's your man Step.
It froze right when you was about to say sweet dick. It froze right when you was about to say something smart. Hey.
Yeah, what you say, man? Uh-oh.
K.A. Sweet Dick Willie.
See, that Joe knew it was coming. It was like
you get yes. You taking a censor? You taking like a fake?
Yeah.
He's taking some type of censorship.
BET uncut. I mean BET.
They got him uncut. How they say? Hey, Dad, how BET say his name, man? How would they say his name?
Yeah, it's your man Sweet. When they ain't gonna put dick in there. They wouldn't even put the word. Sorry, Grandma Nash, to know you watching. They ain't gonna put dick in there. It won't even say sweet. It's sweet.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah, it's your man Sweet. Shut your mouth, Willie. You get Lisa delay on the mouth move. And yeah, live from the pit. It's your man Sweet. Shut your mouth, Willie. What's up, though?
Hey, what's up, Mike? What's up, Mike?
Yeah, that joint crazy. Yeah, who's that, dog? That joint did crazy.
Shayla Moore, You Lied. Directed by Slick the Shooter, man. Slick the Shooter.
Yeah.
Making all the video. Hold on, step back in, man. We missed him. There you go.
Yeah, we gotta get her on the joint because you know what I liked about that? That was original. That was one of the first. I mean, I can't say it's original in a sense, but that was one of the first times I heard a female referring to another female as being on some felonious, slanderous type. I don't even know if slanderous is a word, but just stick with slanderous. type shit though. I liked it though. She was talking about a homegirl being on some bullshit. Okay.
That's what's up, man. Let me play this video, man. Step sent me, man, before we.
Hey, all the fellas, man.
Step, you must be on BET, man. You got that BET. Step, you frozen.
Yes.
Come back to me, Step. Damn, you got your Sub-Zero head on. You blue and you keep freezing. You must be. What's that shit off? What's the realm, Step? From
Yeah, I'm going through the round, the Mortal Kombat round.
No, what's the realm where everything was ice? The ice realm of Game of Thrones. I forgot what that shit's called. But the motherfuckers, everything was frozen and frostbitten and shit.
I don't know. Okay. I think I'm good now, ain't it?
Yeah, you good, yo. Let me drop this video right quick.
Oh yeah, let's get it. Come on, chum on.
Stop playing with me. Babe, put me down, yo. For real, you don't do that shit, baby. Don't pick me up.
Congratulations.
Babe, you don't fucking pick me up, man. If the fucking kids see that, it's over, dog. Taking away from my fucking man. I don't even want to post the video now. You just don't pick me up, babe. I look less of a fucking man, dog. Are you serious right now? Are you shitting me?
No, baby. Congratulations.
Baby, pero thank you, but you don't have to pick me up, babe. I was dangling, dog. I was dangling my feet. I've never said that before.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. They just please just start fresh. Don't do that shit again. Go back and just come hug me regular.
Regular,
Yo, you
nigga.
stop. You always doing some extra shit, dog. Babe, I was souped. You made me de-souped.
Oh, that shit was hilarious.
Hey.
Yeah, that was.
If you're a flyweight, you're a flyweight, baby. That's how it is. You're a flyweight, you're a flyweight.
Hey, some of them niggas out there watching us right now done got scooped up by their girl, by their wife. So hey, man, they know this feeling, man.
That breaks man laws, don't it, to get picked up like that? How your feet your feet not supposed to dangle in the air like that.
That's why you supposed to follow damn rules. Number one with dating, never date a woman that weigh more than you, because at some point in time you're gonna be physically overtaken, and you're not going. The relationship changes after that. She did that before, so she knows she has the ability to do that. Because he's like, babe, why are you doing that? Stop playing, pedo. You know, she made him go back into his native lane. He had to go.
Well,
back
listen, Dan, you are absolutely correct. You know, and one thing women do off the break when they meet a man, a couple things pop in their head. They know from the giddy up if they want to, one, have sex with them, spend the rest of their life with them. Maybe is like they put it in their head, they envision it, so they size a man up off the break. So in moments like that, and this is right here is for all my little fellas, man, because listen, I'm a big dude, you know, Gotti a big guy, Dan, you a big guy. Listen, we all at one point in life wanted to be our little selves again.
Right.
However, instances like that right there is when your woman will size you up and she will say, you know what? I think I can take that nigga. You know, I don't give a damn how good you think giving that pipe to her. You think you big, bad, strong, He-Man. Listen, that woman will size your ass up and she gonna say, you know what? I can take his little bitch ass, you know?
That's when your girlfriend is more inclined to fight you over the smaller shit. You're like, babe, you want to box in the kitchen just because I left some napkins shit out? They listen, like they got more of an advantage.
For those that missed the video right there, we just showed a video of a guy hugging his girl, and the girl lifted the man up in a celebration of whatever it was. But that is man law. Like that's one of the top 5 man laws you can never let your woman do. You can never let your woman pick you up and have your feet dangling. That nigga said, babe, you have my feet dangling. What the fuck? You know.
Mike said, I wish he would.
Mike said, I wish he would. Hey, listen, what you mean you wish he would?
Hold on. Oh, yeah. Hold on.
Huh? Mike, you telling us something we don't know, nigga? What?
I wish he would.
Hold
Or maybe
Hey.
give him a title. I don't know. We're gonna
Hey, what nigga Scooby Doo say?
Hey, Mike, you gonna have to click the link, man. Like you
got to
can't
clean
get off
that
of
up.
this. Yeah. You got to
clean that up, bro.
No, listen, autocorrect. We'll give you an autocorrect. We give you an autocorrect for that. But everybody gets, like they say, what's in golf? You get a mulligan. She probably bench pressing that food.
That ain't enough, man. He said you were saying her perspective.
Right.
Mike said you were saying her perspective.
Okay. All right. Okay, Mike. All right, Mike. Listen. Man. Hey, Chris, I know. Hey, my man Chris said she took some of his manhood. Miss Tia Hill, thanks for joining us. I don't know if Miss Tia saw the video, but if ladies, if you're out there dating a smaller man, and at any given time in your life, you hug that man and you lift him up.
Steph, let's be clear. Not a smaller man, because they might be looking at us and saying, "Well, smaller than y'all." know when you date a man smaller than you, it's a thing called smaller, and light. When you are too light, that's when they say, "Oh, well, you too light in the ass." When you too light, right? That's what you call a light in the ass. When you so light that your woman can pick you up off your feet in a celebratory hug, you need to spend some of that quarantine time pumping iron. That's what you need to do.
Yeah, man. You need to.
And whoever this is, I was saying the same thing, yo. He need to get his weight up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Get you some protein shakes and some Billy Blank combos, some motherfucking dips and squat. You right then and there, if your woman can body slam you and against another man, you're gonna have to keep that pole. And I mean the hood pole, not like the other, because let's say the hammer, because some people they be like, what you mean the pole? Like, man,
what they say, Dan? Pause.
Oh yeah, you got
no homo.
No.
Yeah, listen, y'all already know my outlook on that no homo pause shit. If you gotta say pause and no homo, you ain't comfortable with your sexuality, you just pause, nigga. I mean, no homo, nigga. That shit sound gay as a motherfucker.
Take you out of content, so I don't want people like, what do he say? If he gotta have his pole for another man, if you know what the actual meaning of having the pole on you, you know what I mean by that. If you don't, then if you sound like some homosexual in the window, get your fucking mind out the gap.
Yeah, get your mind out.
You know what I mean? Hey,
Dan.
Huh?
Pause.
Hey, pause on that motherfucker who came on here and showed that dumbass picture that time. I ain't never forget you either. You need to bring your
you son of a bitch,
you. You know who you are.
Showing gay porn.
Whoever you are, I forgot your name, something blessed or whatever you are, I know you seen this. You need to explain your motherfucking self. But anyway,
so the first topic, man.
It's wild that it says news break. This seems like an oxymoron. It says news break. Lack of oxygen to the brain killed George Floyd, not drugs. No shit.
No shit.
No shit, Sherlock.
Yeah, definitely no shit. Like this was already. It was already like we seen it. Yeah. So
I mean, come on, man. Listen, I don't even think we gotta spend no bunch of time on this. Like, this is just something that I had to share because I mean, to some people in the world, I guess this is news to them. They really wanted to change the narrative and make believe or have people thinking that this man could have been on drugs and drugs played a factor in his life of him losing his life. Listen, man, cut that bullshit, okay? This is not breaking news. This is not news break. This is not anything but these motherfucking idiots trying to change the narrative, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Because they had a whole nother narrative on what happened. So that's why they had
fentanyl and other. It was fentanyl and a other couple of marijuana and something else that was found. He was drinking or something. He had fentanyl and marijuana. And something else. There you go.
No, man. Listen. Y'all know we live, man. These goddamn dogs, man. I'm gonna fuck you up. Keep playing with me, nigga. Keep fucking playing.
No, he's joking.
Dogs, man.
All those people who
I ain't playing.
Friends, no, because you don't want Peter. They'll shut us down. Peter shuts you down. He say fuck the dog. He's gonna fuck him up.
Hey, y'all think my man getting off though?
No.
You better not, Don.
I know if he get off, but y'all.
I don't think he's getting off, but I don't think he's going to get the amount of time that people expecting. I think they might give him the second-degree manslaughter where he might do 5 years.
So it's two different things then. So it's gonna be the sentence. It's gonna be all right. They found him, they found him guilty. Then it's gonna be the sentence when they be like suspended time or some shit like that, and then all hell gonna break loose. They be like,
that's what I said.
Time served.
5 years.
5 years, time served. Yeah, it'd be some shit like that.
No. Listen, if they say some shit like that, man, or if this man somehow gets off, they're gonna burn that motherfucker down.
Yeah, they said we gonna burn that
motherfucker down.
They about to find that fool guilty. They got to come with the sentence. The sentence is like that's guilty because they can hit you with the okie doke on the guilty. Like you be like, all right, we got him. Yeah. Then you get the time and it's like 5 years.
Yeah,
5 years. Remember that? Yeah, 5 years with time served. You're like what?
Y'all remember that song? We shall overcome
with pay. Yeah. With pay.
We gonna burn that motherfucker down.
And let me tell you, it's gonna be the same shit it always is. Some looting in the street somewhere. They're gonna clean that shit up.
Yeah, so listen, more than looting gotta happen though, Dan. More than looting gotta happen. We gotta send a message, man. I ain't trying to get on. I ain't no motherfucking terrorist or nothing like that. But we gotta send a message, man. That this is not.
Let's not even say that stuff because if something happened, motherfuckers say that we was.
No, I said it clear as day. We are not terrorists, motherfucker. What I'm saying is, us as the people.
We're not propagating.
No, we're not. No. I'm just saying something got to give, man. You know what I'm saying? And
I mean, you're right.
If something has to change, and
crazy.
It seems like burning the motherfucking place down and looting just ain't doing it.
Listen, he's not going to get the full extent of the law as we would consider first degree murder where he's 15, 20 something years.
Hold on, Groundhogger said, I don't know why my name not popping up. Hey man, you got to hit this link, man. Let me see.
Yeah, we're on a new stream, Groundhogger. So unfortunately, you got to get permission from this stream to put your name on. Hit the stream and your name and your picture will pop right up, brother. What's going on out there, Groundhogger?
Hey, Groundhogger, hit that link. Hit
Christopher
hit that link.
Michael Shipley.
Hit that link.
Hit that link and everybody will pop up. My man John Barrera, my man Joey Fanning. What's going on, Grandma? Thanks everybody for tuning in. Right now we're talking about the case right now where
hold on, man. Hold on, Chris agree with you, man. He said I actually agree with Hood Skip Bellis, man. He said he actually
he agreed with me. Oh shit, dog. It's about to snow outside. My man agreed with me.
Listen, if he agreed with you, that means shit about to really pop off. That's what that means. If he agreeing, that means this shit about to get dang. But I mean, I understand what you come saying, Chris, and I understand where you come from, Step. But we know the justice system, and I'm sure Don agreed with me on this one. He's going to get some mandatory. That's what I'm saying. Bullshit.
It's the sentence what I want to see. That's what I want. The sentence is where I'd be like, all right, they got him. But the sentence, like, they 10 years, something light where you like, damn, because
he gonna get fired.
Let me ask you this, Don. What do you think an adequate sentence will be? What do you think justice should be for this dude? I mean, I want to know from everybody. Anybody watching the show right now, what do you feel the sentence for this coward ass dude should be?
Shit, he should get life, man. I mean, I know they can't. I know they can't get him with the capital murder. I mean, because they ain't even going up.
I would go life or anything 20. I mean, or anything 25 plus. Life or anything 25 plus.
So you think 5 anything under 15 is gonna be some
anything
shit.
Under 15, yeah.
Anything under 15 gonna be a problem.
Anything under 10.
Yeah. And what they're gonna do? Everybody knows the court system is gonna be 12 mandatory, 6 minimum, 2.5 for good behavior. He probably do 2.5 years in jail behind that shit. 6 years.
He can't No.
5 years till suspended. Some shit like that.
Yeah.
This how this shit turns out. This how this how it turns out.
25 to life. Chris Sam says 25 to life. I'm gonna give you my verdict.
25 to life.
If I want life for a life.
You think he should be executed?
We not falling for that shit, Dan. We know what they capable, right? We know what they capable of doing. Like we know, but we know.
Remember, now I want to remind y'all this. Remember, it was a cop in Minneapolis, and this is the big one of the biggest debates that people are not really not paying attention and pinpoint right now. Remember, about 2 or 3 years ago, remember the woman from Australia who got shot by the black cop that was sitting in his car? We did a story on here. Remember, she ran up on the car, he shot her because she wanted to report some break-in or activity, and she ran up on the car. He accidentally or intently, whatever, shot her. He has mandatory doing 12 years. Guess where this is? In Minneapolis. So the biggest issue with this is you have a cop that was a black cop who shot a white woman from Australia. He got 12 years. Now for Derek Chauvin in this situation, you have to either give him the 12, which is going to be, like I said, you give him 12. Out of 12, he got to do at least 6 to 5, and he's out, and he's going to spend the rest of the other 6 on papers. They're not going to give this guy 25 years. And this is one of the judgments, even in the legal system, that they have an issue with, is how do we give him life, but we give another police officer, the black police officer, got 12 years. They give him life, it's going to change a whole different fucking standard.
Listen, this is what, like Sam said, bro. I said it as well. We have to change the narrative, and we have to put out a new message that we cannot tolerate this type of behavior anymore. And that's why I say, in a life for a life, if you are a police officer, or if you are a bad guy, if you are a pedophile, if you kill an unarmed person, it should be a life for a life. We have to change the narrative. You cannot put people's lives in your hands and let them know that they can get off with lesser charges or 10, 11, 12 years and then get out of jail, be different people, get a movie done about them, write a motherfucking book. Nah, fuck all that. You took somebody's father, somebody's son, somebody's brother, somebody's friend. If you kill an unarmed person, you should get life for a life. Point blank.
He getting 8 to 10, man.
No,
I think he's getting 8 to 10, and it might fuck around and be 5 to 8. Like that's what I'm think. That's what I think is going to end up being. It's going to be like 8 to 10, and then it's going to be.
They're always going to say that his intent, even though the act led to him dying, the intent was not to kill him. If you don't have a murderous intent, then that's when that needle starts to fucking drop on them numbers. But
that's why I say the only way people are going to start to be held accountable for people's lives is if your life is what's hanging in the balance because you took somebody's life. So guess what? We're gonna take your motherfucking life.
Hey, speaking of that, hey Steph, did y'all see the black woman in Texas? Because I see him. What's the lawyer? The Ben Crump. He was showing some stuff on social media, and I see we showed this before. Remember, there was a black woman who was murdered in Texas by the white police officer, and she was like 54 years old in a complex. I have to get her name. I can't remember it off the top because I didn't get the time to really prepare that story. But it's also justice needed for this black. And those who people are watching, look up. It's a 54-year-old black woman in Texas was shot by a white police officer in the parking lot of her own complex. She screamed she was pregnant. She may not have been, but whoever the fuck, who says either here or there. But he shot an unarmed white police officer, shot an unarmed black woman in a parking lot of a resident. I mean,
we put it on the show before. We showed
so
that.
We got to bring that. If you out there and you were watching this on Fuck Your Opinion podcast and you get a chance to or see this, look that story up, repost, put that shit on social media because this black woman is, her children out here and grandkids are trying to seek justice for the unjust murder. And I know it was in Texas, and I know the story, but I can't really remember the lady's name at the time. And that's what I'm saying. When Steph said, let's remember names, let's put names and faces to this shit, and we can really maybe get better change. We can bring more cases of senseless violence against minorities. But anyway,
hey man, I life for a life. Life for a life.
Hey, what they say, eye for an eye, right? This joint is
New law in Utah that will require biological fathers to be financially responsible for paying half of the out-of-pocket costs during a woman's pregnancy.
I mean, I don't even.
I mean, go ahead, Dan.
For real, if you're not doing that anyway, you're pretty sorry motherfucking dude anyway. You know, fuck your opinion. If you got anything to say about that, double fuck your opinion. If you got something to say about that, if your wife is pregnant, your woman, it ain't gonna be your wife. If you have a woman that's pregnant and the law has to tell you as a man, because I know people say, well, even if it's unwanted. Now, if it's unwanted pregnancies and before the woman had the baby, you know, it's all about circumstances. That pregnancy in women's bodies and that's a slippery slope. But if it's an unwanted pregnancy and the man said, look, I don't want anything to do with the child. If you have it, you're on your own, and the woman still goes through the process of having it, and she's on her own, that's something different. Now,
totally different.
If you're a piece of shit dude and your girl pregnant, if the state makes you have to pay for shit doing a responsibility, and I'm gonna tell you something because I have a little insight on state law. If they make that a state law, that means that a woman probably, because you gotta have a date of pregnancy, and you know what I'm saying. So maybe at the age of 3 to 6 months, when a woman's pregnant, that means she'd be able to take you up for. They already got child support. Oh, you know, I don't.
Hey, but do this shit. Do this shit happens afterwards? Because how do you prove who's the biological? I mean, I'm saying it depends on what you're being charged for. How do you get?
Let me ask you this though, Dan. So what if my man around the corner gets summoned to pay this? You know, gets this responsibility because the lady got pregnant, and that she didn't have state insurance. So you know, and I understand. Listen. The woman needs help when she's pregnant. Let's not get it twisted. I ain't trying to bash the thought of being pregnant or the fact of being pregnant. This is what I'm asking you, Dan, because you know a lot about this. What happens when this woman gets pregnant? Now this guy comes out of his pocket and he has to pay half of every visit, every sonogram, but then it turns out that it's not his baby.
No, but see,
so how are we gonna separate this?
Well, that goes back to what the question Don was just asking. He was like, "How do you determine the biological part of it?" And it's like child support. He's gonna have to be subpoenaed. He's gonna go to court, and now that whole thing of keeping receipts is gonna go to a whole nother level. Because if a woman is paid for all these things as far as Uber, prenatal care. Even if it's down to buying the Pampers, crib, everything that people buy usually when the baby is on its way and it's actually coming. Once she take you to court with them receipts, if they're the biological child's father, that's your ass. I mean, like I said, a woman can. It's really as simple as a woman, because we had this on our show. A woman can have a child and just place a man's name on a birth certificate, and right then and there. You are binded into an 18-year contract. So this shit here is just going to expand that because you can already file for child support. But now, if a woman goes out and buys a $500 stroller and a crib and whatever things is going to be needed for her, it's what the hell? You got somebody trying to say you got to go get the shit off the shelf?
These fucking dogs, man. These goddamn dogs.
Yeah, like I said, you're going to have to keep them receipts. You're going to see a lot of people on Judge Judy with a brand new baby, someone he owed me $1,500 because I had to buy formula and everything else for the baby, and he wasn't there while I was pregnant. And that's what that shit gonna be. I mean,
listen, let me touch on this comment right here because I don't know who this Facebook user is. You got to click the link if you want to share your name. If you don't, but they said bottom line, if you hitting shit wrong, you have to pay. What the hell are you talking about? Okay, listen here, Facebook user.
Hey, hold on, but
you can be hitting shit raw. And then, I mean, if your responsibility is your responsibility. But who's to say everybody ain't hitting the motherfucker raw? So should we have a fucking joint payment? Should we all pay for the motherfucker?
Hey, but listen, that's the word. I'm not 100% understanding what they mean by a pregnancy cause.
Get your ass outside.
So I mean, I probably have to do it.
Pampers. We talking about Uber. Anything that she's used, that's what I said. Women now are going to be keeping in Utah, women are going to be really keeping the receipts because we talking about
Oh yeah. I get it now.
Prenatal, anything prenatal that a woman had to do, even if she gets a Lamaze class and it's not covered by the state, but it costs her $100 for each Lamaze class, you're going to be liable for those Lamaze classes. That's why it says biological fathers, because once the baby's due, now she can take you to court not only because she would not only receive the child support, but it seems like a mother will be able to legally take the child's father once paternity is established to court and say, look, I had to pay for Lamar, like I said, Lamar's class, baby seat. I don't give a fuck if she had to buy a Subaru hatchback because she couldn't get herself for anything that's considered out-of-pocket costs if it wasn't covered by medical. Your ass going down. So I don't know. I mean, to me, it just seems like you better strap up and leave it more. So I said that's what Maury's for. Yeah, hey, listen. Yeah. You the father, baby. You roll them dice. What's up, bro?
Hey, what's up, Chris?
Well, listen, but that's when it goes back to that. In a situation like this, it's got to be some type of pre-blood test you can do, some type of just a guarantee, man. Listen, I'm not saying that all women are scandalous and
that's a slippery slope, man.
I mean, it's a slippery slope.
Because I do understand.
And you busting up in a joint, you should be held accountable. However,
listen.
Come on, this woman out here that got Tom, Dick, Harry, Larry, and Mary busting up in it raw.
When it says biological, but listen, the word biological explains if you are not biologically the father, then you're not liable to pay shit. It's if you are biologically linked to the child once it's established.
I understand that, but at this point in this picture that they're showing, how do you know right then and there you're biological? Do they do
the picture's just a part of the fucking story just to add a picture to the concept.
All right. This is definitely a slippery slope, but it's just
what you think about this, Sims?
I mean, what I think is with this, you need to get off this restraint, dog, because I can't jump in on my cell phone. That shit aggravating.
Hey man, what you got?
Cell phone?
It gives you some little alert.
Hey, if you having that issue, man, just put it in Chrome. Just copy the link and put it in Chrome. That's the way around it. That's the other way around it. Anybody that's trying to get on the stream, just
Now I know the trick.
Right. Yeah, copy the link.
When it comes to stuff, dads taking care of kids, I think if you're biological, you should be responsible. It's real easy.
All day.
Yeah, it's real easy.
But see, that's what I was saying. Now, this is the part where this kind of makes me ask this question. What if you truly didn't know about the pregnancy? Like, you might have a one-night stand or something happened with a young lady where you're no longer in contact maybe after a month or two. If she pops back up on month 10 and she's like, yo, I got a month-old baby. You're the father. I need you to we're going to establish paternity. Now you owe me for everything that I paid for those 9 months, even if you didn't know the child was yours.
Yeah, you owe me half of it. According to this law, you should have had a
counterloan, bro. I mean, it's still your kid.
I want half Eddie.
Yeah, I mean, like Dom said, that's because what if she do? I mean, that's rough for a woman to pop up 10 months later and be like, look, I got receipts of what you owe me, and you got to say, well, I didn't even know the motherfucker was mine to begin with.
Or how about this? Oh, but I thought you said you was going to pill and you couldn't get pregnant, so that's my fault.
That's a rough one, man.
Oh, okay. And listen, I know everybody out there got their own opinion. We're not trying to bash no females, but listen, they do this shit, man. Everybody go through it. You got deadbeats. Yeah, you got deadbeat fathers. You got deadbeat ass women that do shit like this. It go both ways, man.
Hey, Chris, we'll go back just real quick. We move on to that. Chris, I will always say this is a very important thing. This should be actually they should do this in more states because I guarantee you, a lot of men might, not guarantee, but a lot of men will consider using protection more often if they knew that no matter what, you was going to have to kick in. I mean, that's how it is. So it's always going to be something like that.
What was that? Was it Dave Chappelle that on his stand-up? He was like, I think he was like, if we gotta pay, then what was it? I forgot his option.
Oh man, yeah. Oh man, yeah. What he said, you should be able. What he said, you can be able to do what you got to do, whichever your body is.
Yeah, but he was like, if you had a baby, we should be able to be like, well, no, we good. Be able to do
he's like, right. If you choose to have the baby, that's on you. But should not have the right not to take care of the kid if you want to get. I mean, it was something along the lines of that did make sense. But
yeah.
Strap it up. I'm with you, Chris, and like Steph and everybody saying, man, strap up, fellas. Strap it up. And ladies, tell them to strap it up. Shit. Just you ain't a victim.
So I'm here to talk about two things. First,
the
steps we're going to take immediately. And second, the action that needs to be taken going forward to curb the epidemic of gun violence. I asked the Attorney General and his team to identify for me immediate concrete actions I could take now without having to go through the Congress. And today I'm announcing several initial steps my administration is taking to curb this epidemic of gun violence. Much more need to be done, but the first, want to rein in the proliferation of so-called ghost guns. These are guns that are homemade, built from a kit, that include directions on how to finish the firearm. You can go buy the kit. They have no serial numbers, so when they show up at a crime scene, they can't be traced. And the buyers aren't required to pass a background check to buy the kit, to make the gun. Consequently, anyone from a criminal to a terrorist can buy this kit in as little as 30 minutes, put together a weapon.
I mean, I'm not playing the whole thing, but yeah, man.
Well, listen, one thing I don't like about politics, he is making a good point, but one thing I don't like about it is, I don't like that shit when he goes from criminals to terrorists, because I've seen ghost guns made, and it looks like a regular suburban white guy with a full American flag and some Marine and military shit in the background, with a whole workshop putting together a Glock with no problem. It doesn't look like some dirty jihad guy with a turban and a Muslim, a beard. It doesn't. The guy, the most expected, we got turban. I don't mean to disrespect anyone, but you know what I'm saying. What we think in the minds has been plagued through media as a terrorist or a criminal. They are not in a workshop putting guns together. A criminal is going to just buy a dirty gun. First of all, I don't really know too many criminals, but I'm just saying, we some of us are close enough to the street where we can have an idea of what goes on. But most criminals ain't putting together guns in a fucking garage, and damn sure ain't no terrorists, because they're trying to bomb some shit. Most people that are creating ghost guns are average Americans, which is considered good old country NASCAR white boys sitting in their garage showing everybody how with an Allen wrench you can turn a Glock into a semi-automatic murder machine. Anything else?
Hey Dan, you just kind of confused the hell out of me there. You said most aren't, but then you said then they are.
No, I'm saying most people. Okay, most of people that we see making these ghost guns online, because we all seen it, they're not criminals and terrorists. Don't try to put that idea in people's head of that's the only people creating these weapons.
Well, I would talk about this like the other topic, man. It's real simple to me. We obviously need some gun law. Like, for us as a country to not have real gun laws, I mean, it's obvious, dude. You can look at any statistic in other countries and see that gun violence isn't where it's at. Like that the gun shit needs to stop.
But how do you contain it? Like
we treat, like, the best example I've heard is they keep talking about regulation this, regulation that. They look at a damn car when you hit somebody as a damn weapon. And how many things do we got to have in order to have a damn car? And a car is not meant to kill anyone. A gun is meant to kill people or defend you. We use the word defend yourself, blah, blah, blah. When it comes down to it, it's meant to kill somebody. So for us to have something that is made to kill someone, how does that not have as much regulation as a vehicle?
Yeah, but how do you think you can contain it though, man? Like with gun control, like because you got the street.
Contain it. The main thing that should have always happened was the background check issue. That never passed. they always go in this stuff like we're going in. They never have said they're going in someone's house and taking a damn gun. They're just saying that there needs to be regulations where we know what gun it is, how you got the gun. You can't go through the loopholes. Like I got my gun in South Carolina, didn't have to have no paperwork because I bought it from a homeboy. He had a whole set. Like he bought it from a you know when they do those little gun, what are they doing?
Mm-hmm.
You know what they have?
Gun
shows, like a gun show, the biggest loophole of them all.
Gun expos and shit.
Yeah, you could just literally walk in there, show them an ID. They don't mark nothing or nothing, and you take the gun. He bought a whole set. I brought it from him, but when I talked to a lady from SLED in South Carolina, she was like, well, yeah, there's not really any documentation that you need to have a gun. So I literally got a gun with no documentation, but it's legal. And I'm like, well, I'm calling around. I'm like, y'all sure I don't need some type of, y'all don't need to do nothing with this thing? They're like, nah. I mean, so because I didn't buy it from an official gun store. So but that's horrible, dog. Like I feel like my gun needs to be registered somehow. But I don't even know. You got to find a way to go register the shit. And it's obvious. Look at New York laws, dude. Like New York makes it where you can't have a gun. And
5 years. Mandatory minimum of 5 years you get caught with a handgun in New York City.
Hey, but
I'm in DC. It's not even.
But I'm saying, how do you contain the streets with the gun? I get that part, but what about that's what I'm saying. It's like so I'm saying the underworld. Like it's like you get.
Well, look at it this way, Don. Look at it this way. If you have some type of legislation that says these guns have to be registered in some way, obviously you can't go find all the guns, but when there is a crime and somebody has a gun, you can use the legislation to try to contain the situation. You can't just raise houses and check.
I know you can't. That's what I'm saying. That's what makes it hard to actually contain because. But I do get making it, for people that's trying to get it.
But in that mindset that you're saying, that means that we would never do anything. Because we feel like there's too many out already. Like that. At some point.
No, but I get it on that end. But when you do it that way, you basically now you're gonna create a market on the other end. So I'm saying because it's just like with selling drugs, it's like with weed and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays it's becoming legal. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of messing the other market up because now
drugs to me should have never been regulated. That's something that government can't tax it, so they made it illegal. That's all.
That's what I'm saying. And so yeah, but see that's what
guns differently than that. Guns is something that is bought, made, and controlled in the country where people have these damn. Ain't no telling how many guns some of these people got nowadays, man. And
listen, I've watched plenty of Instagrams. Plenty of people. I got a guy called Black Rambo, loving to death, watches Instagram. Man, it's guys. You got people that's literally gun fanatics that own 20, 30 different pistols, rifles, shotguns, any variation of a gun, 50 caliber, any caliber you can name, they got it. But I always say this.
There you go. I couldn't get you in for a few minutes, but it wasn't even.
Hey, I know this was tripping, man.
But
I was listening to everything. I listen to everything y'all was saying.
Let me give one more thing before I let Shep go ahead and close this out on this. I just want to say one thing, and I always say this. Guns are meant to kill people. Is no regulation on killing other than guns, bang, you're dead. You can say everybody has to do background checks, anything. As long as a gun is made for somebody to die at the hands of another person, it's going to be death. So when they say, well, we got to stop guns from killing people, like Step always say, guns don't kill people. You have to stop people from killing people. You don't have gun is always manifested as the thing. You know what I'm saying? But it's not. How do we stop people from killing people other than guns? Because the only reason you don't have gun violence.
You're raising an issue, so how do you fix it? That's what needs to happen. We need to figure out how to fix it.
Well, listen, the only way you can stop gun violence is if you stop manufacturing guns. You can't manufacture.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And that's my argument. I get the regulation part. But you got the street. So at the end of the day, if you making it hard for them to get it, it's going to be a market where you can get it without having, without no background.
and no matter what it is, it's meant for a person to put a hole through another person or thing. So the only way you can stop that is either stop manufacturing guns altogether, and the United States of America will never do that because that is one of the biggest streams of income for this country is manufacturing, shipping, and moving arms around the world. So it's the reason we spend.
I think this shit is politics, man.
$1 billion on that shit.
At this point, at this point, I'm saying at this point, it's just politics to say that I'm gonna have gun control because there's no way to control guns. That's just my point. Right. My whole point is you can't control guns, man. I don't give a fuck what you do. You can't control that shit. You cannot control it.
I agree with what y'all saying. Y'all aren't giving any. So by what I'm listening to y'all saying just don't do anything.
Listen. Let me.
As far as legislation. Go ahead,
let me close the topic out with this real quick because everybody's making a great point. I just first and foremost want to say Joe Biden doesn't like black people. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Listen, check this out. Listen, check this out. Neither is Kamala Harris. She don't like him either. Look, just kidding. Look, man. The thoughts of my thoughts is, Biden explaining the whole ghost pistol thing. Biden, us people, we didn't create the ghost pistols. That was something that big corporations did, and whether it was Republicans, whether it was Democrats, it was not us. So all the ghost pistols that are sitting around getting made, whether they're being made in garages, they're being made in basements, they're being made by country white boys, are getting made by brothers in the hood. We don't make these motherfuckers. We don't get them here. We do not have airplanes to get guns transported in illegal, just like cocaine, heroin, and any other thing illegal.
No, guns
the government supplies, manufacture. You say what, Dan?
I mean, but guns are not shipped here from other countries. Guns are manufactured here.
Guns are shipped here from other countries, Dan. That's a whole other topic. But yes, they are manufactured here. But we're talking about the ghost pistols. I'm talking about the fact that with Biden, and yes, the whole ghost pistol thing. Look, they were legal. Okay, I mean, hell, I was buying them. Everybody was buying them. But I mean, they made them legal. So now that people have been killing people. It has nothing to do with the type of gun. The fact that when somebody gets killed by a gun, there's no serial numbers on it. A serial number is not going to stop people from fucking killing people. All right? People are going to kill people because that's what people do. It is not the gun's fault. Guns do not kill people.
So is there any
people kill people.
So y'all don't think it's easier? Y'all don't think it's easier in America to kill people since we have the guns are just rampant everywhere? Y'all do realize other countries.
Listen, of course, Sam. Of course, it's easier, but it's always been easier. It's always been easier to get a fucking gun. I mean, to be honest, Sam, right now, even with the ghost pistols, it's been harder to get weapons. I mean, I don't know how. I know a lot of people in the streets that it's been harder to get weapons now, and I don't know what they're doing. I'm part of the NRA. They're taking away our ammo. They're making it hard to get guns right now, man. Do not get it twisted. Do not let these Democrats, and I am not a Republican, so don't think that this is a Republican-Democrat thing.
You're going to agree with stuff from different parties, so it's no issue.
Listen. If you don't see what's going on right now with them taking away our ammunition, they've been doing it. I mean, this is something that, I know a guy who owns a gun store. Like I said, I'm an active NRA member. You know what I'm saying? I'm part of the struggle. It's hard to get ammo. Anytime it's hard to get ammo, y'all, imagine how hard it is to get guns. Now, do they need to do better jobs of screening people for these guns? Hell yeah. Do they need to stop allowing people to buy ghost pistols? Yeah. I mean,
but you do realize what you're saying, though. You're saying you're part of the NRA, but the NRA is the main people that push back on doing all that stuff that you're saying they should do.
No, the NRA, listen, the NRA don't push back. The NRA just want people to have guns, bro. They want people to protect themselves.
Legally.
Do I got to do this again? Is this another Charles Barkley moment? Do you not realize that the NRA pushes back on all that shit? They pay these motherfuckers to do that. Are you kidding me right now? There's no way you don't.
I don't got nothing. I don't care nothing about none of that bullshit. All I know is the NRA are people that want people to get educated and have guns. That's what I'm about, and that's I'm the same way.
The whole part of
it ain't the NRA's fault. The motherfuckers are getting killed and people are buying guns.
Hold on. NRA literally puts a spokesperson up every time something happens, and then they always be like, "Oh, it has nothing to do with the guns. It was mental illness." That's always an NRA spokesperson. Y'all got a lady, lady that comes up all the time. What are you talking about?
I mean, and this whole conversation is the topic of this conversation. The topic of this conversation is Joe Biden pushing as the president to veto pass all of that shit. Which Chris saying is right. The president, this whole speech he's giving now is him saying that he's actually pushing past all the red tape and the bureaucracy with the NRA because they're one of the biggest contributors, campaign and fundamentally to the actual, whatever you say, production, the Americans' right to hold in guns and ammunition. Go
get you some. Go get you some. That's what the NRA is saying. Go get you a whole bunch and protect yourself, goddammit.
Hey, but what I'm saying is, when you just said, you said, yo, they're making it harder for us to get our ammunition. You see what I'm saying? That's right there. If you don't have bullets, you can't have too much gun violence with no bullets unless everybody just start pistol whipping motherfuckers to death. So what Chris is saying,
it don't matter if they stop bullets or not, Dan. Motherfuckers is going to shoot people regardless.
Well, I mean, if you're making your own, if you don't making your own bullets,
you can do that. You can do that, bro.
Hey, and I'm with that. Like I said, I always said, listen, people should be allowed to get guns. Make the ammunition the most expensive thing you can buy. If you want to buy a box of ammo, pay $700 for a box of bullets, and see how the price of it goes up. Where if you want to shoot a motherfucker, you got to pay $1,500.
The price of ammunition ain't gonna make a motherfucking difference when people killing people, bro. People are killing people because they're killing people, man.
But the conversation is not murder; it's gun violence.
You this link that I'm reading right now, dog, because it basically tells you exactly what I just said.
Gun violence. This whole
NRA literally has a budget for the politicians to give friendly gun policies. So whenever this shit comes up, you'll hear the NRA say something, but it's to kind of push to the background. Oh, it's a school shooting. Well, it's mental illness. It's never. Whenever someone says that they're officially going to do something gun control wise, that's when you hear the NRA come out of nowhere. They literally got a budget to pay all politicians, huh? But
you know why though, right? You know why?
Yeah, but it's
you know why?
Push policy.
Because why is it the NRA's fault that motherfuckers are killing people?
Oh my God!
Because they.
I mean, y'all. I'm saying, but y'all, but y'all kind of talking about. I mean, y'all kind of talking about two different things. What you talking about, Chris, is different from the.
I'm not saying people that are part of the NRA, like how he's saying he's a member of NRA. There are people that's part of NRA that are really about gun policy and everything else. But if you look officially at the NRA's message, whenever there's an issue, because we got plenty of them a year, whenever there's a mass shooting, you will always see that lady with the dark hair come out as a spokesperson of the NRA and always blame it on some other bullshit, but would never say, oh yeah, we need to stop. She will never say anything about stopping or making policy or legislation for guns. They'll put it on everything else to make sure you still getting guns because that's what the NRA
but hey, you do y'all know y'all saying the same thing, right? Hey, but do you know y'all kind of saying the same thing, right?
But if you're really about supporting, if you're the NRA and you're somebody that supports something when it comes to guns, why wouldn't you be the main person pushing policy to help the country out if it's an issue with distribution and regulation of guns? Why are you on the other side saying, no, just keep it as it is? It's mental illness. It's a what they call it when it's just a one incident. We get a mass shooting every week.
I don't care about all that. I don't think they don't care about that neither. Don't nobody care about that.
It's all politics, man. It's at the end of the day, it's all politics, man.
It's fucking politics.
Hey,
that's what I'm saying.
And I'm saying, but you got to think about it. None of these motherfuckers none of these motherfuckers really care about this shit. It just the politics is for Joe Biden to come out and say, yeah, man, we trying to do such and such and such. But then again, like you saying, other people they're going to do what they going to do. It just you gotta stand in front of it to make it seem like you actually doing something about it.
This is my main question. Everybody might have a gun that's on some live stream. Would you have an issue if there was, because there are movements in the politics with we call progressive, where people hate on AOCs and all those people that have a fiscal policy. If they came out and made a policy where they were like, if you have weapons and you got to register them or whatever, would you have pushback on it? Would you have an issue with it?
No, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean,
you should have to register your gun.
But like I said, it's people that illegally. That's what I'm saying. But it's also people that illegally does shit too that they would have a problem with that because you can fuck up their business.
Listen, because when I illegally used to carry my gun, I still had my gun.
Yeah, but people are still
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
All I'm saying is I keep hearing about the streets and all this shit, but I'm like, we can't make laws off what the streets and all the legal shit is. That's gonna be there. We can't help that. That's gonna happen.
But see, that's what Biden kind of is talking about, and I'm trying to understand why is he talking about that as far as the ghost guns and the streets
because he don't want to. He's still a politician. And he knows that he can't come out and just and say what really needs to happen. So he's trying to tap at it.
They all know what they get. Hey, and you can't even tell me they don't. I mean, be honest. If they really want to take the shit from you, they got the technology. They probably can scan your. They probably can scan everybody's shit. And they're bust. I mean, they could do that. I'm just saying they don't want to do it.
How many bullets you got?
Yeah, they don't want to do it. They don't want to do that shit, but they got the technology. But that's what I'm saying. Like we can keep playing this bullshit.
He came out. That when he came out in his speech and said criminals and terrorists, that's what I mean by he trying to politically demonize guns. That was what he was trying to put the gun. He's trying to get that ghost gun thing and to say, well, only criminals and only terrorists or people in between of those extremes are the only ones that are making and
that's not true. That's not true. That's some straight bullshit.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying we kind of saying the same shit, but it just like it's politics, man. It just there's no way to control the shit. But at the end of the day,
way to control guns is stop manufacturing fucking guns.
That ain't gonna happen. That definitely ain't gonna happen.
What I'm saying is that's the truth.
Hey, and it's like and this might not be this is comparable. It's like speeding and shit. If they don't really want us speeding and shit, it's shit they can do to stop us from speeding. Like they can have your car. They can have your car. So to me, it's like they're creating crime. They need that shit. Like they need that shit for stuff to flow. Yeah. So it's like they can put every zone can have a speed on it, and we'll never go. You can't even get in your car. You can get in your car without drinking and driving. Why they still allow that shit? Everybody should get in their car and blow, but they're not going to do that because you know what? They can make money from busting a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So,
but it's a gift, and America's a gift and a curse, dog. They give you that look at what the freedom that we have. That's the issue with the mask. That's the issue with all the misinformation. Other countries get past stuff because and I'm not saying that I know they got their own laws and ain't better there, but there are countries I feel that are better maintained than what we're doing at the moment. And like there are countries that don't have guns, dog. They make you go through strict regulation before you can get a weapon. They make you go
London, you cannot get guns in London.
Have gun tests
and this is what I'm saying. So for America not to have gun violence, you have to not have guns.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. No, I get you. Hey, what you said?
Listen, I'm not saying that. I know it's a fucking fat dream at this point, but I'm saying the only way to stop this situation is not legislation and policy. It's not giving everybody a gun. The only way you really stop people from getting shot is ban firearms.
The crazy thing though is they'll start creating different weapons. It'll be you know what I'm saying? It'll be some new weapons out. So
I got a question.
That shit could be a gift for the curse. Motherfuckers be walking around with needles and shit and just you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Hey, y'all heard about that fool in China? That I know, was it China or UK? That motherfucker killed like 6 people, but it was so amazing because he had to do it with a knife. Like motherfuckers had to get stabbed. Like they don't have guns there. You cannot get guns in some of these places. Like you got to be in a certain.
That's position. What I'm saying. You go.
Like, motherfuckers want to kill you. Goddamn it, they want to kill you.
Okay? Yeah, they're gonna kill you. They're gonna kill you.
It's gonna be harder to do a mass shooting. It's gonna a mass stabbing, motherfucker.
Right. You don't have them happen. You don't. You have
yeah. Yeah, but
it happen if they take guns.
Hey, motherfuckers like start creating.
Now you sound like a Republican. They're gonna be mad savage if they take guns. What everybody?
You don't think it will? You don't think it won't? It won't be? What are you talking about?
He stabbed 20 people in the movie theater. No.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Have you ever saw the movie Gangs of New York? Right.
Yeah.
It was before they had guns. Right, me too. But it was before they had guns, and they was kind of just getting around to them. But everybody and their mother had a knife. There was another movie out where it was a show, the kung fu joint, Into the Badlands. Into the Badlands, they stopped all guns. All guns were banished from the face of the earth. So guess what motherfuckers rode around with? Knives, bow and arrows, and fucking crossbows. And they were killing motherfuckers like it was no tomorrow. It does not matter.
Can you do a mass shoot? Dude, if I got a gun, it's way easier for me to kill a multiple amount of people.
We're not talking about let's not talk about how easy something is.
But you know what you can,
and I can shoot all y'all motherfuckers in one room right now. Right now. Who can?
That would we gonna get your ass. We gonna get you with that arrow. We gonna come and get your ass. We gonna come and get you with that arrow, man.
Hey, not if I'm 25 feet away, you ain't.
We gonna get you. Hey.
Not if I'm 25 feet away. I'm gonna shoot all y'all motherfuckers with an arrow. Same room.
For example, that little Vegas shooter was able to be in a hotel across the street picking off people. Try to do that with a knife or a bow and arrow, dog. I'm just saying, you're not having as many deaths with
his shit was legit.
Motherfuckers ain't gonna have a mass.
But they gotta use that technology to take everybody good, man.
Like Don said, they will have technology, dog. They will shoot a fucking nail at 300 yards away. They'll have it. They got it now.
It's gonna be because think about it. Just think about it. The shit, shit that you thought ain't a weapon no more. You know, motherfucker grab a hammer, yo, come here. You know, it's just gonna be. Y'all remember? It's gonna be some terrible shit.
My thing was this: when I also said, how do you stop violence amongst people? Not the weapons used. That's what I said. But I'm talking about the strict conversation, the topic of gun violence. No, you're not going to stop people from killing each other because we've been doing that ever since we were on this planet.
I get it, but they got to take.
It's so easy to kill people.
I know. I'm just saying, sticking on topic of gun control. Now, I'm not talking about killing. I'm just saying gun control.
I could walk my neighborhood right now with a pistol, and I could put down way more people if I had to walk around with my damn kitchen knife. Is all I'm saying.
You go get caught slipping with that kitchen knife, man. You gonna be stuck in something trying to pull out, and then you go get that next shot.
Hey, listen, I know a couple cats that love them knives, and they'll disagree with you on that.
Everybody knows. I'm looking to get some nitrogen grade plutonium. You know somebody got that too. I'm trying to feel the goddamn.
But you gotta realize if you didn't have that, motherfuckers will be creating shit to blow shit up or something. It would be some crazy shit. But I get it, man. I get it, but. It's politics, man.
Staple guns.
I'm with Don on this, man. I'm with Don, man. It's politics, man. It's all politics.
Hey, Steph said he knows somebody, man.
But there are.
I know somebody.
Yeah, you're not Steph dude, man. He said, I got my man.
I'm trying to build a time machine, man. I need some motherfucking radio so I can just go back to 1985 and step back. I know a nigga got some radiation.
I got a nigga.
I got some weapons grade plutonium, nigga. We can take this shit.
So yeah, man, it was over this Draymond Jones, man.
Okay, so Draymond Green got in a little trouble. And he didn't backpedal, but he kind of explained himself. I think there's a clip on here where he was speaking about women athletes, or basically women he was being more specific to women and athletes, but WNBA. They've been always talking about and trying to bring people around to an understanding that they get less pay. They get less exposure. And, we had the March Madness where the women's basketball team got a set of weights and a curtain and the men had a whole fucking gymnasium until a girl exposed it. Then they hooked them up. But anyway, it's basically the gender bias.
Hey, watch out, man! Don't get us in trouble, man! Don't get us in trouble. This topic gonna get us in trouble.
Hey,
Draymond Green was talking out of a place of ignorance.
Hey, but what y'all think about WNBA females?
He said if they want to get more and gain more, then they have to do less complaining and take more action.
So did you see the WNBA star right after him that said he don't know what the hell he's talking about because that's exactly what I've been trying to do? She got a show, she got all types of shit.
But do you think they should get the same contracts?
No. This is what I think. I
don't think so.
I don't feel like they probably, if you're basing it off them being professional, then cut down some of the NBA contract and put some of that money to the WNBA. If you're all considered the NBA, if it's all under the NBA umbrella, then there should be some dividing of the money, dude. Like the NBA players get paid insane, and the women players don't get paid shit. They're still
don't get paid.
Yeah, I don't think they expose them correctly.
I'm asking you, Chris, does anyone who have a job or profession, do they get paid the same amount of money?
Anybody that has a profession?
A profession where, because NBA or whatever the job, because it's still a job, the job of being a national basketball and association or a league, if you're in that league, you pay basically on performance, right? That's basically what it is. Because you don't get everybody doesn't.
You paid off the money you generate,
dude. Let's put it like this.
That's it.
You can pay off the ratings, the money you generate, the crowd.
Y'all honestly think that the last man on the NBA bench should be able to make more than the superstar in the WNBA?
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Chris.
They make about $300,000 minimum. That's probably the highest paid for a WNBA player.
I will.
That's not fair.
Hey, I do think they should make more, but I think the men should. I mean, based off of the game, yeah, they should make more because the NBA has been around.
Because you know why we say that?
Chris, what state do you live in?
They put WNBA on at off-peak times, dog. When do you see a WNBA game on?
Answer me this question, Chris. Answer me this question. Mm-hmm. What state do you live in?
South Carolina.
What's the name of the women's basketball? The WNBA.
They don't have a WNBA team here.
Huh?
They don't have a WNBA team for South Carolina.
What about Charlotte? They don't have a Charlotte. They have a Charlotte team.
One of them is the star.
No, they don't have one.
They gone? Okay. And that's what I'm saying.
They only got 8 or 10 teams.
Right. So my point is Draymond Green was saying this. He was like, he was saying on the point of the people that say they support the women's basketball league, they don't really put the revenue and the money behind them to give them enough money to pay the players. The league, the only reason league players command in the men's basketball league, not only, but one of the reasons they command such high pay is because of endorsements and everything else. And these people actually buy into the teams. If no one's really been buying into the teams, then how are you going to generate the money?
They're not even giving them a fair chance to make the revenue, dog. When you watch sports like tennis, women players make what men players do because women are advertised as much as the men. We'll watch Serena Williams as quick as we'll watch one of the male players or something. When it comes to WNBA, they play at stupid times on stupid channels.
Hey, they need to set. I don't want to sound sexist, man, but I don't want to sound sexist. But they need to beef that up a little bit, bro. Like for real, sell that shit.
When NBA, so if they move the NBA to Wednesday night and put WNBA on Sunday, so you're not going to watch.
Let's get Bayless.
The prime time for NBA basketball, if they took those prime time slots for NBA basketball, give them to women and move the men to a different day, you think everybody's going to start watching women's basketball?
So this is how I know that you don't really know about WNBA because they don't even play the same time NBA plays. When NBA is over,
I'm saying, my point is, they still have. I mean, the seasons are not that far apart. It's not like they wait till men's basketball.
But they don't play concurrently. When the men are done, that's when the women play. You literally got year-round basketball.
Yeah, but they should.
But it's not advertised. It's not advertised at all.
Nobody, you can't say
people don't watch it, man. People don't watch it or come. People don't watch it or come to the game. Yeah, people don't watch it or come to the games like that, man.
2021, you can watch a full women's basketball team playing game from anywhere in the world. Now you're telling me they don't have enough advertisement on social media?
Let me listen to Hood Skip Bayless so I get mad real quick. So let him go ahead and speak real quick. What you about to say, Doug?
I've been over here burning a hole in my seat. There's 3 things women need to do. Okay,
what do they need to do?
Women need to sell out their motherfucking arenas.
Exactly.
And then they'll get the motherfucking money that men get. Then women need to learn how to motherfucking dunk. And then maybe it'll be exciting and we'll watch that shit. And then women need to stay home and make babies.
Oh God!
Oh, there it is.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Hey, let's be kidding. Hey, Dan. I'm just kidding, ladies.
Hey, we don't agree with everything. Hey, the words that come out of Step the Lover's mouth is solely based on the words.
On this show are thoughts and ideas of the persons or characters on this show.
Anybody that says something, it's their own shit.
Hey, Don, put a banner down so we can say anything.
Hey, no, listen, I'm just real quick. I'm just kidding with that one. I had to change the narrative because I mean it's just one of them things where. I feel like women's basketball, in a way, is better than men's basketball because it's more fundamental. Now, is it more entertaining?
Beautiful, thank you.
Listen. I think that women's basketball is very entertaining. Now, Toucan Dan, when's the last time you've ever watched a whole WNBA game, bro?
I can't, bro. I've literally watched the game. And I can't watch the whole game. That's my point.
See, that's what I'm saying. So look, it's not just you though. Look, it's not just you. I want to watch it. I love watching women play basketball. I think they're very, very good at basketball. I mean, they're fundamental. Now, can they dunk and can they jump from free throw lines? And no, they can't. Now, that's not their fault, but it is on the WNBA and it's on the fans. I mean, it's just one of the things where you have to sell out arenas. And able to get adequate pay.
Hold up. Let's be honest. The only reason WNBA is still around is because of the NBA. So they do that.
Because of the NBA, yes.
They do allow them to. Because come on, man, they would have been folded if they were just like completely on their own. So they are getting something.
So y'all didn't watch the championship game, the women's game?
I did.
You watched it?
I did. Yeah.
It was actually a really good game. It went down to the last second.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, listen, I'm not saying that people shouldn't be a fan. What I'm saying is when you're talking about money, when we're talking about money, not the moral point of hey, let's get around and support our women. Yes, I watch women's basketball, but what I'm saying is when you get to the point of business, you know it's dollar for dollar. Yeah. They're not bringing in that. They're not generating that income.
It can't be no.
They're not.
This is what I'm saying, though. This is just reality of business. People in America do not think what they want. They are told what they want to watch. It's the same thing. Yes, it's true. So like even when people like in let's put it like in my job, I'm management over at Best Buy. Somebody got a Sony, Samsung. People walk in buying Samsung because Samsung's on TV all the time. It's advertised. You are not about to tell me that the NBA can put more money into advertising the WNBA, putting them on legit channels like ESPN, TNT, put some women up there because believe it or not, there's plenty of women. We keep talking from our own standpoint. There's plenty of women that would appreciate watching basketball. If
I got something for you. I got them, dog. I got them.
Why don't they support?
Listen, I got them. I got them though. Listen, I understand what you're saying, Sim. I understand what you're saying, Sims, but it's not the NBA's responsibility. Okay.
Yeah, it's
no. Listen, the NBA owners do not get none of their money. The NBA union does not get any of their goddamn money. If you want to give, if they want to give WNBA players more money, the owners need to give them more fucking money.
That's the owners. It's not. But listen, it's not a. What they want to do is they want the league to put pressure on the owners to get. I mean, it's things that then I'm gonna because I covered this story too. Because I don't think, Chris, that I'm all off base here because I covered a story on this podcast where I talked about the women's champions when the Washington Mystics won and how the highest paid player was making only like $2.3 million a year, some shit like that, and they weren't getting adequate health care. They wasn't getting adequate health care for when they had pregnancies or they had just certain issues as women, not just fucking, periods and shit like that, but any issues considered women, they weren't even treated correctly on the side of health care as far as the NBA or the National Basketball Association went. So I do understand your point, bro. I'm just saying as far as the level of pay, saying that women should receive equal pay in a sport where they're not equally treated or there's different levels of equality, that's what's going to happen. I mean, I understand what you're saying, that women should get more money, but can you really tell me it's women NBA players? They couldn't even afford to give a woman $60 million.
Check this out right here.
You got some real, and I mean real leaders and teams. How many organizations in the WNBA can afford to give one person $60 million?
Dude. All I'm saying is the NBA, and I'm pretty sure that the NBA is over the NBA and the WNBA. All I'm saying is, even off this graph he just put up, it's obvious that they do not put as much, they don't even put a percentage of the amount of money in the WNBA to even give it a shot to be successful. It comes on a horrible time. That should be coming on at like 2 in the afternoon, dog. Who watching damn basketball 2 in the afternoon?
Yeah, but you can't run another. You can't. I mean, to me, we would have to get the specifics on whether how they're ran. But you can't take their money and put it into the. You can't do that. Like I say you can't mix their TV contracts because the TV contracts they want the NBA. You know what I'm saying? They want the men. That's what those contracts are.
TNT.
They want the men. So the money that they pay, the money where they getting all this money from to pay these players, they want to see the men. They don't want to see the women. It's like people gotta watch. Now people do make excuses, but they need to support this shit, man. The ticket prices for women is $17 average. $17.
Like we said on the last topic, it's not the fact of me disagreeing with y'all. I'm saying that they are not getting the same opportunity to be successful as all you see when you put an NBA is strictly men. They don't even give the WNBA a chance to give them good time slots, advertisement, good channels. I mean, you don't see it. Y'all, you can a whole WNBA season can go and we would never have heard about it. You would not see them. No, they'll be talking about the upcoming NBA season.
But this lady, this player said
that is not true.
You gotta sell the product.
What I'm saying is in every city and town that there's a WNBA, there is a fan base and a following. This is 2021. This ain't 95 when Jordan played, when you can only see Jordan if you was tuning into Channel 7 or Channel 4 or lived in Chicago. Now, this 2021, you can watch a basketball game live in Yugoslavia. That shit is no more. We need more exposure. You can get as much.
But check this out. This player, Kelsey Plum, she's saying, I'm tired of people thinking that us players are asking for the same type of money as NBA players. We are asking for the same percentage of revenue shared within our CBA, which is when they run separately. NBA players receive around 50% of shared revenue within their league, whereas we receive around 20%. So they're only getting 20%.
What I got to say about that? That goes along with what the hell I'm talking about. It's not.
That's what we were saying. That's the owners. It's not the league.
It's not
giving them the money.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that there should be equality when it comes to the way they're advertised, the way it says it right there. 30%.
That has nothing to do. Listen, we cannot tell you how to run your company from my company. I can't say I'm paying my people $25 an hour, so you should pay yours. If you want to pay them $15, that's what you're paying them on your end. But you can't.
I'm just saying the money, and I'm just saying the money they get. But you can't run this. They can't run the same. They can't run them TV contracts to the WNBA players. That's where a lot of that money comes from. You can't run that, and they can't take the ticket prices. They can't take the gate and split it with the NBA, the WNBA players from the NBA, because that's that money. That's their money. You can't do that.
Think about when the WNBA is going. It's during baseball season. baseball season is very exclusive with its fan base. It's busy. I mean, baseball obviously make money. They don't have salary caps, but they play at a great time because there's no sports happening that anybody interested in the time that they play. There's that gap between the NBA till you're waiting for NFL, and that's when they put them in the perfect spot, but don't advertise them correctly. I mean, y'all, I could tell that y'all don't even see the advertising. When I brought that shit up, y'all were quiet as hell. I was like, do y'all see any WNBA?
Listen, I live in DC. We won a world championship 2 years ago. And that's what I said. Every area specific where there are WNBA teams, even the local networks, people support the teams as fans. But to tell the business owners who are basically, and this is what Draymond Green said that we didn't get into. Draymond Green said, now listen, but this is one point he did say when he in the interview that I think was a very good point. He said the women who are in the WNBA need to put pressure on their level of sponsorship for people that say they support them, because they support them verbally, but financially, these people are not supporting the WNBA.
I got a question for you since you believe that. You got players like Draymond Green. You got players like LeBron. You got all these guys that run a lot of the NBA. Why don't they put pressure on the NBA? Why should they feel that they should?
Because like Don just said, it's two different organizations.
Dude, that don't mean nothing. That somebody stands out and says something.
Yeah, but you can't spend you can't take that TV money. You can't take that TV money and put it on them. You can't take the
NBA because they play when the NBA isn't playing. Dog.
Yeah, but I'm saying you can't take. I'm saying you can't take their ratings, what they get. You can't take their gate from their attendance. You can't take the NBA contracts and spread that shit amongst the WNBA players. They take that shit. They get it back.
It's not the same ownership.
It's not the same as the WNBA as much as they. Whenever I turn on ESPN, there's no way to go through a commercial cycle without saying something NBA.
I think when they used to, I think at one point in time it was more directly under the NBA, and I think I'm talking about at some point in time it was more directly under the NBA, but. I think now it's not, you know what I'm saying? They kind of doing it. They're doing their own thing,
Chris,
man.
I mean, I'm not saying you don't know, Chris. I'm not saying you don't know, but the owner of the Sparks are not the same owner as the Lakers. So you can't make the Lakers owner pay the Sparks. So that's what we're saying. Like
they got their own independent owners.
What Green was saying is the women of the WNBA should go and press. What he's saying is stop. Don't just verbally keep saying something. If y'all got to go sit out a season to show the owners of your teams and sponsors of your teams that you're not being treated fairly and equal, then that's something you should do. But don't just keep telling people over and over we're being treated unfairly if you're not willing to go out and put the leg work in.
Scroll up again, Don.
Nah, man. No.
Scroll that up.
Man. Nah, man. Nah, man. What if I tell you no, man? Nah, man. Nah, hell no, man. Nah, man. Nah, man. Nah, man. Stop reading shit on the screen, dude. Come on, man.
But that's all I'm saying. When you went up, it said that the WNBA had a 200% increase in 2019.
Yeah.
Highest viewed game. So if they're having any kind of increase, just go on that wave and keep pushing it, dog. Advertise the shit. It had a 200% increase. I don't know what business y'all in, but if you ever had a 200% increase, that's not bad. So why don't you push it and advertise it more? Put them up. Because I would watch the WNBA. I'd have me a WNBA jersey. I'd pick me a team, and I'd be watching.
But once again, like I said, I agree with you. I do agree with Chris. But I'm just saying the players, the women themselves, need to go and have way more of a push against ownership.
But check this out. Check this. It says how does each league distribute its revenue? Like the NBA. It is the revenue distributed equally amongst franchises equal to the salary cap set for the year. To receive full revenue sharing benefits, the team must generate revenue that is equal to 70% of the league average. So roughly 50% of NBA revenue is split between league and players.
So I got a big question on that. And this goes to what we say about
hold on. Oh, go ahead. But let me read. The WNBA follows a similar system as CBA determines the amount of revenue that is split between players and league. While the WNBA hasn't officially announced the cut between league and players, it is estimated an 80-20 split in favor of the league. The WNBA recently opted out of their CBA, citing the 20.5 player revenue share wasn't agreeable.
Thank you. So what I'm saying and what I'm coming across with y'all, we're always going to say the NBA, NFL is the cream of the crop. NBA is second in America. All I'm saying is I don't feel that the WNBA has even been given a shot, dog. And my thing is, don't we feel a little weird with this Me Too shit? That the men get an even split, but the women get an 80-20? Don't that seem a little shady?
But that's their when they say collective bargaining.
That's their shit. That's what I'm saying. They're one separate. Yeah, they're one separate. And I get what you're saying is straight.
The players themselves and their league representatives are going into meetings in which they
need to strike. Shit,
right?
They need to be striking. Part of the problem is somebody signed off on that 20%. Somebody signed off on that 20%. And why the hell are they playing in the summer, man?
And Draymond Green,
they got a beautiful schedule because they play right when that we don't have sports. When the NBA championship is done, there's a span between the championship to the NFL preseason where it's just baseball. Most people, that's usually when people aren't watching much TV when it comes to sports. That's when they even.
Hey, listen.
The players themselves need to get together and, like I say, strike. And like Green said, start putting people more. But I understand. So what you're saying, Chris, I'm not saying what you're saying, but you're saying not even the complaints are getting the level of media attention and time.
That was the ignorance in Draymond Green's statement, because the lady immediately after he said that was like, look, I don't want to use ignorant and I want y'all to make it a negative. But what he said was ignorant, because she said her personally, she has been at every level trying to get this stuff fixed. So you can't.
Well, see, hold on. Let me ask y'all this. Let me chime in before we gotta go. Let me ask y'all this, because I thought that Draymond at one time was kind of fighting for these women a little bit, trying to share some awareness. And this is my thing. We all know the struggle's real for the WNBA, man. But in the same token, man, that shit don't fall on nobody but the owners and the people who play in the WNBA, the fans. Of course, we want them women to get more money, but don't look at what another person does and how another person gets paid and try to compare and say, oh well, the guy on the bench of the same thing. Come on, man. Nah, that's where
Draymond coming from, because I've heard a lot of times where they throw them shots at. It's been players saying we should make the same as they make. So they've been throwing them jabs and shit. And I guess
I never said that, dude. But I mean, Don, you put out the best information with that 80-20 shit. You're not even getting half of the money.
They need to lock out, because the NBA at one point in time
they need to lock out. They don't need to play no more.
Because at one point in time, you wasn't seeing those contracts in the NBA. I mean, all of a sudden, you start shit. They used to lock motherfuckers up for 7 years. Remember, they used to lock them up for 7 years.
You know another thing about it, dog. Like some of us, I don't know if any of y'all got daughters or whatever, but it's not fair for someone to put just as much time as another player, be able to make it to a professional level, and then you get dicked on your money, dog. Like you should be able to get paid to get to that level of basketball.
Sit the fuck out, man. Sit out.
But you can't pay them $100,000.
But you know they get paid. You know a lot of them get paid a lot. A lot of them get paid more going overseas.
Chris, you are correct.
Yeah, Chris, they get paid going overseas more money.
Yeah, a lot of them get paid more money going overseas. So and then because the season's so short, they're able to make money in two different leagues.
The Washington Mystics, their top player had an average better than, I would say, a third of the men basketball players in the association, but she only
Donna, baby.
Hey, but let's get it. Let's not get it twisted though. They need somebody that, like, they need a chick that just dunking from the free throw line. Come on, man. Like, you see, if that shit happen, you know what I'm saying? You got shit. They need if that shit happen. If at some point it's gonna happen.
Y'all need to really watch WNBA, dog. They got some dead eye shooters.
I'm not saying it's not, but I'm saying
they don't.
Because it's more than just the casual fan.
Let me ask you this, Chris. Nowadays, when we watch the NBA, it's all about the 3-point shot. They got some dead eye shooters on WNBA.
Okay,
that's all I'm saying, dog. Like, it's just the fact that it's not advertised correctly.
I need Duncan, man. I need some Duncan, man. I need a two-hand.
Listen, but we can take it to this level. When the NBA was
sex appeal, they need to sell some more sex, man. Like come on, man. Like it's stuff. Hey, everything.
Here you go. He going too far, man.
Hey, what you think? Hey, what you think they do with Serena, man? Serena with the cat suit on. Like, come on, man. Like most dudes that saying that shit, they looking at Serena like, damn. Or they, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they not selling that, but.
Nigga, when you bring Serena in the conversation, y'all don't think she's the most accomplished athlete, male and female?
Of course.
Yeah, she's in the conversation. She's in the conversation.
She in the conversation, dog? Or is she the conversation?
No, she's female. She's the most accomplished female. Yeah.
No. I didn't say that.
No. Athlete. Now, if you go for
overall player.
Yeah, no, she's not the most accomplished athlete. No.
Hey Don, this is what
you better check her resume.
You pull up them
check her resume. Yeah, check her resume.
Hey man,
I ain't gonna go crazy.
Hey, hold on, man. Hey, before we check out, man, Dan, you want to say something about this legislator before we roll, man? I mean, we definitely.
Oh,
the transgender. But I want to say one more.
Hold up, man. I know. Goddamn right. This bullshit ain't make the goddamn last cut over.
No, Dan wanted to talk on this, man.
Over motherfucking the Ice Cube joint, the motherfucking that shit. The thing came on.
Hey man, that's Taco Tuesday shit, man. You take that's Taco Tuesday. Hey, Steph, that player shit is Taco Tuesday shit, man. I ain't gonna have shit to talk about on April 8th next year on Taco Tuesday, man. You take Taco Tuesday topic, man.
What's today's date?
It's the 8th. It ain't gonna be 8th next year. Maybe in the year two. Maybe the year two.
Go ahead, man. I ain't on this. I ain't talking about no transgender female. We already talked about this shit 1,000 damn times.
Hey, man.
Well, this is a new joint. We
hey, man, transgender. Hey, man. Let me say this, man. Transgender is actually a searchable topic on YouTube, man. So I mean, it's in the title of the show, man. So you know, if somebody do pull up transgender, man, we gonna pop up. So we gotta give them a few minutes, man.
This is new shit. Arkansas had a state legislation that held the governor of Arkansas made it that if anyone under the age of 17, they're not allowed health care if they consider themselves transgender, because like your parents, like any operations, any pills, medications, whatever. For anyone considered themselves an underage minor that is considered transgender, Arkansas state legislator. The governor tried to sign the bill not allowing them health care. So the actual lawmakers in the legislation had to go and override his veto. So, I was just talking about because it's always this situation of transgender athletes, because we talked about this before, transgender athletes, males and women competing based on their sexual orientation or whatever they decide their sexual orientation is. So now this bill here is basically is eradicating that. So you're going to have to be a girl or a boy until you're 18 years old in order to receive adequate health care. This is tough. Because a lot of times, this really became a serious issue and topic, culturally, pop culture wise, when it started with Dwayne Wade's son, declaring himself as a female. To me, this is a tough topic. I don't, because we have agreed at some point that females and males, it's a different level of competing and when they're together and whatever. But to deny health care to someone based on their sexual orientation, I think is just completely fucked up.
This shit's a red herring, dog. They talk about this sports stuff. First of all, it's very small cases where you have a male go female, then they take one person that's winning a lot of races, then they say, oh, transgender women are taking over. It's bullshit. It's not that big.
No.
This shows evil people, dog. You're gonna take healthcare away from somebody?
Right.
Yeah. I don't agree with the health care. I don't agree with the health care, but I don't like the mixture of the sexes. I don't like the mixture. Regardless of how small it is.
It's not a mixture because they're identifying as a female or a male.
I mean,
it's not a mixture.
It's a mixture, man. It's a mixture because
but the thing is,
let me flip it for you, man. So if they like wrestling or something like that, and it's a dude, like that's cool.
What you mean?
Maybe they don't have wrestling feet. Do they have wrestling? They don't have women wrestling.
Yeah,
they got women wrestling, right? Yeah.
They got women wrestling.
I'm just
so
saying.
If you got a transgender male, but he's wrestling females, you trying to say that person doesn't have an advantage? There's not a certain level of disadvantage.
Can you prove that they have an advantage, though? Because the medical part of this says they can't.
It's not even about proving it. It's not even about proving it. It should just be a transgender. It should just be a transgender.
So Chris, I know you're a business guy. So you telling me that a woman of 150 pounds? But I'm just saying. Now I'm saying a healthcare bill. That's something different. Someone should always be allowed healthcare, no matter.
Yeah, they should be. I agree with the healthcare, but I'm talking about
this. Bayless got now. You know, been on like 8 different.
But
as far as them on the same, but as far as them in the same jump,
150-pound male has the same amount of strength. If it's 150-pound female, I mean, okay, 130.
Hold on, Chris. Or what about football? What about say a transgender switch to football? It's a girl, but she identifies as a dude. Now she playing football. Like,
she still got to make the team, right? She still got to try out. She should have the opportunity to try out. If she a male now, she changed to be a man. She a man. We treat her accordingly. That's all I'm saying, dog. Like,
I just don't think you should mix the. I don't think you should mix it.
You're not mixing.
I just don't think you should mix.
I think your wording is incorrect, because if you're saying they're changing gender, you're not mixing. The person is that now.
No, that's they identifies that, but they identify that, but they was a man at one point in time, man. I right now, and I can say, hey, I identify as this, but this is still me. Like this is still the way I'm built.
Right, because Chris, now we're talking about organs. Now you're telling me because men and women have different organs, not all, but some. So you telling me once you remove your organ, you're now no longer you can just identify as a man or a female, but you should be able to participate in sports where the gender is based on specifically that word, your gender.
Why when I come in here, I'm always competing with all three of you, motherfucker? I'm starting.
I'm just asking.
Hey, you gotta realize we don't always agree on shit. Like, we was on step level for.
Oh, you know what I mean? This is what I think. And this is me not knowing. This is me not knowing the medical side, so I might be talking from a strict place of ignorance. I'm not saying somebody could just stand up and I'll say I'm a woman now. But I feel like there should be some type of legislation, policy, whatever it is, where when you do that, there's steps to becoming the other gender. Maybe there needs to be a point in that transition where you can officially play a sport or officially be considered the other, like, because they got to take pills, they got to get their body ready, all that stuff. There's a process with it. So maybe there's a point in the process before you can be, maybe that's where you say, well, when you get to this stage, then you can officially play a sport, or you're a one, like, because I'm not saying I don't get what y'all are saying. You can't be a man and just flip woman and then the next day you're a woman. But I feel like there's a process to it, and maybe someplace in the process is where you can officially do this stuff or whatever. Because they got to do hormone changes and all that.
You know what, Sims, that's what we're talking about as far as this case, because this legislation here, the governor's trying to stop the actual period, just like you were speaking of transition, where, you know, if you want to be 12 and 13, so by the time you are 18, 19, 20, going into your adult years, you've made a comfortable transition where you can kind of, you know, step out your cocoon, whatever way you want to, you know, step out. And you're at that point.
Now, I got a whole other view, because me and Don kind of touched on it before. I don't agree with the young age gender change stuff. I do not agree with that. But if it's not illegal and somebody like a Dwayne Wade lets their kid go through the process, I feel like there's a step in that process where you could be like, this used to be a boy, now they're a girl, and they're referred to as a girl, and they should be able to do girl stuff. But I don't think it's going to be right when I say, oh yeah, I'm 12 and I feel like I'm a girl today and I can go to girls' bathroom. I don't believe that. But I am very, I forgot what we were talking about when that came up, but I do not agree, and this is my own personal preference. I'm not putting this on nobody else. But I would not.
No, everybody stands on their own.
Yeah, I'm not letting my kid choose a gender at that age. We gonna go through some stuff, and and meet the right people and talk this thing out.
Did we talk about that? Yeah, didn't we just talk about that?
I forgot what it was when we talked about
I think we just talked about because I don't know if
as far as this article here, as far as this topic, do you think states should be able to regulate whether that happens? The states, do you think the state?
Bullshit, dog. Whenever you're trying to take, you can't take health care from somebody for that, dog.
I don't agree with the health care. I definitely don't agree.
Healthcare, dog. Like you can't take health care for somebody making a decision about their own body. I mean, that it gets to a point like, see, you'll have me go on a tangent when we start talking about abortions and everything else. People have their body. When you start literally trying to control people's bodies and their decisions, you're going too far, dog. And then when you get to the point of penalizing them, where you're like, oh, well, since you made that decision, I'm not going to give you health care or an option. I mean, that's total bullshit, dog. And this better get vetoed. That's bullshit. And the people that thought this out, man, like, how do you vote these people in? Like, that's my question. Like, how the hell do they do this?
Hey, Chris, since the elections that we've been watching over the past few years, we've been asking that question for damn near everybody.
That's the best thing about this whole Trump shit, man, because we started realizing there are total idiots in position of power, dog. Oh my God.
Right. And even dumber people put them there.
All right, man. We about to get up out of here, man. This is long. We ain't been this long in a while, but it's all good. Good conversation, man.
Hey, man. Yeah, that's what I love having you. Hey, Chris, you always bring some good insight, bro. You know,
man. Chris pop up on all the shows, man. Chris be on all the shows, man.
Your boy, I guess his 7th camera didn't work because I mean that motherfucker was on like 5.
I don't know. I think Steph said he stepped out of this one. He been fined enough. If it was the FAA or whatever the fuck it is, we'd have been fined enough. I think Steph is up to his 3rd, 4th strike.
Yeah, he got Peter after him, women's rights.
Hey man, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, PYOPod. Subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Hey, and like I said,
like us on Facebook. Follow us. Yep. Appreciate y'all, fellas. Appreciate y'all, fellas. Yeah,
that's right.
I'm about to rerun this episode in like another hour, so y'all missed it. Check it out. I'm gonna run the hell out of this joint, man.
Always check out Fuck Your Opinion, the podcast on Thursdays. All our other joints we got running. Check us out. Appreciate you. Tell a friend. Tune in and join. Thank you. That's all I got to say. Peace.